The other reality is this,
Yeah.
and I think back to 2018 after they traded for Jimmy Garoppolo, and he did well enough to earn a contract,
Right.
and he was the highest paid guy in the NFL for a very brief window. He had a $27.5 million contract, and then Kirk Cousins came in and got to 28. So for a brief window, Garoppolo was the highest paid quarterback in all of football. Here's Purdy tied for 7th at a time when the market keeps going up and the salary cap goes up more than we've ever seen it before. And so we say, and we agree that Brock Purdy is a middle-of-the-pack quarterback, and there's no shame in that, especially when you started so low in the draft board. But this contract, I think maybe one of the reasons it was tucked into the place where bad news goes to die, even though it's got the $53 million new money average, I think at the end of the day, once we get a couple of years into this deal, it's going to be a middle-of-the-pack contract.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I mean, I don't at all. I mean, we know that some of these top quarterbacks that are above him already are going to get – they're nowhere near. They're in the prime of their career. They're going to get touch-ups or added on to their contract. We got young quarterbacks. I mean, C.J. Stroud next year is passing that up. We know that.
He's the next one.
Right. I saw that article, right? I mean, Jaden Daniels, I know he's got 2 years from now, but he's on track to go. He's going to shatter records right now as well. So we're missing. There's probably a few other people I'm missing there too. But
Bryce Young could play his way to there.
Right. That's exactly right.
He could.
Right.
He could.
Right.
And Anthony Richardson, he's first got to win the job before he can earn a second contract. But there's a cluster of them potentially coming 2 years from now when the class of 24 is eligible for a second contract. You got Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, and Drake May.
Yeah.
You got a potential tidal wave of big contracts in 2 years.
Right. Jalen Hurts is going to be up for something new in another year or two, and especially where he's being paid. Right.
He got knocked out of the top 10 now.
Exactly.
And Lamar Jackson's at the bottom of the top 10.
Right.
And Patrick Mahomes isn't even in the graphic that we had up. Now,
But you said he is,
money.
Right? Yeah, okay.
They've reconfigured money to give him the highest cash flow along with Joe Burrow, and they'll probably reconfigure it again before the start of the season now that Josh Allen has a contract better than anyone's, even though he comes in at number 2 in the new money. That's what drives me crazy. His deal, if we did new money on his deal, we threw that number out there. It's some ridiculous like $80 million per year. But for him, everyone agrees, they tore up the remaining deal and replaced it. Well, that's what they always do. They always tear up the remaining deal and replace it. But they characterized it that way with Allen because it would have been literally $80 million under the analysis that they used to get Purdy to 53 and these other guys to the biggest number possible. It's the whole fiction, the bullcrap of the new money average. A contract is a contract. But the agents want to say, well, that's what he was supposed to make. So this is the new value I've gotten for him, so hire me. It's all part of the agent PR game. And it's not going to change because the folks who are always in the omnipresent thumb race on Twitter to be first with the number will gladly spew bullshit to be first. And it's never going to change. I would have to convince all of the insiders to collectively revolt, and they're not going to do it. Because
explain Purdy this year, right? Like Purdy's going to get whatever the signing bonus is, and explain that, how he makes his money this year, like how that goes down.
Instead of the $5.346 million
that
he would have made in the last year of his rookie contract, he'll get a significant signing bonus right out of the gates. We don't know what it is yet. Yep. If it was a huge bonus, this is how the game works. This is how it goes in Scooptown. If it was a huge bonus, the agent would have been telling people about it, and it would have been out on Friday night, not long after we heard the $53 million. But he'll get a signing bonus, and he'll have a low salary, presumably in 2025, fully guaranteed. And that signing bonus gets spread over multiple years to keep the cap number down this year and next year. And then you'll have larger payments moving forward.
Right.
And a lot of times now what you'll have is, and I've seen one of the contracts recently where every year has an option bonus where the team basically has the ability to pay out the bulk of the salary as a bonus to reduce the cap number in the current year. That's one way to get to the same place where the team has the right to restructure the deal anytime the team wants. If you just go into it saying it's this massive option bonus with a deadline at the start of the regular season, the team has the full runway of the offseason to decide, do we convert the salary into an option bonus or do we leave it as a base salary? And actually, I think the way it works, it's set up as an option bonus so that cap number's already low. And then you decide before the start of the season, do we take the salary this year or do we do the option bonus? Anyway, I don't want to get too far into the weeds, but there's all sorts of devices that are available to manage the cap. And that's why looking at the contract, breaking it down year by year, where is the money? He'll get much more this year than he would have gotten. How much more, we don't know. If it was $50 million, we'd know about it. It's not $50 million.
No.
Is it going to be 40? Is it going to be 30? We don't know. But it's this year. It's next year. I think both of those are going to be guaranteed. I mean, there's a chance he'll have 3 years and $100 million guaranteed. Or like Kirk Cousins, who had 2 years and 90, and then in the second year, another 10 got fully guaranteed. So it was $100 million as a practical matter, fully guaranteed when he signed it. And I've seen that $100 million number out there. And I said a couple of weeks ago after the Kittle deal that, you know, you could do a deal that gets you high up on the new money stack, Chris, and at the end of the day, it's going to be the Kirk Cousins contract. And $45 million a year, that's a Kirk Cousins contract. And $100 million fully guaranteed at signing, if that's what it is, that's, as a practical matter, the Kirk Cousins contract. And that makes it seem like it wasn't a bad move by the 49ers, especially because it's a 6-year commitment, and the market's going to keep going up. And before too long, if Purdy keeps playing well, before too long, we're being like, damn, they need to pay Brock Purdy. Look how far down he is on the list.
That's right, and we'll be there to say that when that happens. And we will. I know we've been two that have been like, hey, don't pay him too much. He hasn't proven himself all the way here. But if he gets to that point, just like we've done with other quarterbacks, you go, oh, we're going to sit here and go, hey, he deserves to get paid. So I hope Brock Purdy and his camp know that we're behind that. But, yeah, as a guy that sits here and evaluates football and does this for a living, I want to see a little bit more before I would throw that kind of out of him. And this is one where, hey, you come away, and it's rare right now. I feel like the first quarterback contract since Baker Mayfield that I've walked away or looked at and went, the team won. The team won on this one. And with quarterbacks, it just seems like the quarterback always wins now. The team's boxed into a corner. Oh, no, we drafted this guy. We want to make it look good. We want to make sure we do right by him. He's the leader of our team. And it's led to some teams, I think, overpaying some of the quarterbacks that we have on that list overall. But, yeah, the 49ers, I think, found the sweet spot. They did, and now it's Brock Purdy's chance. But, hey, listen, at the end of the day, it's a big moment. He's this, like, let's hear this. Let me say this out loud, okay? He was the 12th rated, let me just make sure if I'm right there, the 12th rated quarterback in quarterback rating, okay? I know it's not like, you know, written in stone, the greatest thing ever, but there's some truths around it that we know. They lost 8 of their last 9 games. 8 of their last 9 games, and they went 6-11. I mean, I don't know how you could actually go like, hey, I deserve to be paid $55-60 million. What? I mean, we were not that bad at the end of the year, and you couldn't pull one out for us. Not one damn time. You did once out of the last 9 games. So I think when you say that out loud a little bit, and you say 6-11, 12th rated quarterback, 8 out of the last 9 games you lost, and then you start to go, okay, hey, all right, this is not such a bad contract. And I think that's maybe some of the context we got to put around it too.
Well, and you're right, because we've been arguing for years that just because you're the next guy that's due for a new quarterback contract doesn't mean you're entitled to be the highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
Exactly.
And they keep going up and up and up. At somebody's got to say, well, wait a minute, you're going to fit a little bit lower here. And it seems high on the surface that he fits in the top 10 because he's not a top 10 quarterback. But again, he's not going to be in the top 10 for long. Patrick Mahomes is going to bump him down. Lamar Jackson's going to bump him down. Jalen Hurts is going to bump him down. C.J. Stroud's going to bump him down. And then that wave of guys who were drafted last year will put him out of that. They'll probably put him right where he needs to be, 15 to 20.
Probably, right. I mean, you know, I do think, like when I said this and I brought the name up a minute ago, I look at this and go, Baker Mayfield's making $30 million a year.
Yeah.
Nobody in football would take Brock Purdy over Baker Mayfield. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right? So that's got to be coming too. He's another guy that I would imagine that would pass Brock Purdy up here in the next few years if he continues to do what he's doing. But either way, the 49ers, they've made some major moves. Holy crap, what an offseason. And at least I feel like they're in a spot now where they can just focus on football. They had a good draft. We know they were decimated in free agency and lost a lot of players there. But here they are. We still look at them and go, damn, there's going to be a lot of new starters in the team. But yet you still go, damn, they still got George Kittle. They still got Trent Williams. They still got, Ricky Pearsall, who's a first-round pick. They got Brandon Ayuk. They got Christian McCaffrey. Oh, they got Bosa. They're trying to re-sign Fred Warner. I know we're going to talk about that in a minute. They got a decent little secondary. So as much as the 49ers have been decimated and retooling here, there's no distractions going to be going into training camp. They're going to be under the radar, pissed off about that. Sorry, Liverpool. And we'll see if they can capitalize when the season comes around.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.